Now, the 1 in 20 stat in Abi's cabinet sounds familiar. If you look at the world of business, women right now hold 25 CEO positions at S&P 500 companies. And if you look at all employees, the gender split is about 50-50. Different story, though, as you go up the corporate ladder, fewer and fewer women in leadership roles. And, well, now there's one more gone. Indra Nooyi hands over the job of PepsiCo CEO later today to Ramon LaGuardia. The total of women CEOs at S&P 500 companies moving now to 24 from 25, one less. Christy Glass is professor of sociology at Utah State University. She joins us now live out of Logan, Utah. And still with us around the desk here at the SGX is Michael Price, our guest host, executive director, Taurus Wealth Advisors. Christy, good to talk to you and appreciate your time. Talk to us about this gains or strides that women have made in leadership positions. Have they made ground or lost ground over the last, let's say, 5 years?
Well, you know, for a while it looked like women were doing really well, especially in terms of attaining top spots. But right now, things look bleak. In addition to Indra Nooyi from Pepsi, we have 5 other very prominent women CEOs who are stepping down this year. All 6 of those women CEOs will be replaced by men, which is a significant loss of ground for women in leadership roles.
You know, I see some notes here. You make the point that women CEOs are more likely to be promoted during times of crisis. Why is that?
Well, it's a good question. This is a phenomenon known as the glass cliff, the idea that when women are promoted, it's to struggling firms or firms in crisis. One theory is that men turn those jobs down. They're high risk, often low reward jobs, and men have the ability to turn those down because they know they'll get another shot in the future. Women may not have that luxury. They may feel like they have to accept those jobs, but by accepting those jobs, they step into the CEO spot during tough times.
Yeah, and that's another point you make, Christy, that for women, it's basically one and done. They only get one shot at it.
That's right. Only 3 times in the history of the Fortune 500 have women CEOs replaced outgoing women CEOs, and only twice have women CEOs gone on to be CEOs of other Fortune 500 companies. So if you think about those numbers, what this means is that men who are forced out in scandal are more likely to land in a CEO spot than very successful women CEOs. Women CEOs simply aren't given a second chance. And I think what that means is that companies are losing out on incredibly talented leaders.
Indeed, and I would agree. You make the point that male CEOs are rarely held accountable for the advancement of women under them. How do you think, in concrete terms, how do you think they should be held accountable?
Sure. You know, women CEOs and women leaders generally are constantly asked what they're doing to promote other women. This means that the advancement of women is often treated as women's work, and I think we need to reframe this discussion around recruiting, retaining, and promoting top talent. If organizations are not recruiting top talent, retaining top talent, allowing top talent to succeed, they're failing in a fundamental way. And that failure doesn't fall on women's shoulders, shouldn't fall on women's shoulders. This is, as with any other type of organizational failure, this is a all hands on deck problem.
Okay, and companies themselves, as organizations, you think should be doing a better job supporting and retaining women CEOs. What are like the top 3 things that they should be doing but are not doing?
Sure. I think the most important factor here is board diversity. Research suggests that when boards are diverse by gender, women are more likely to be appointed CEO. They're given longer tenures to demonstrate their capability. And also, boards are an important pipeline for CEO roles. So when you have successful women directors, they can serve as potential CEOs down the line. Companies also need to change how they recruit and appoint CEOs. Right now, it's a highly informal, kind of secretive process. I think we need to shed light on that. I think boards need to be accountable for ensuring that the best candidates are considered, vetted, and appointed. So I think starting with board diversity and starting with how CEOs are recruited and appointed is absolutely key.
Okay. Christy, listen, thanks for spending time with us. Appreciate it. Christy Glass from the Utah State University, and more to come with our guest host, Michael Price.